Welcome, good morning. Welcome to the Rick Helps Real Estate Show. We're trying to make sense out of this crazy real estate market, and it's getting crazier by the minute, but some things aren't changing at all. So we're going to look at some of the numbers today. Why are new home sales declining? Well, there's a pretty obvious reason behind that. We're going to talk about that a little bit this morning. First thing I want to let you know, we have 8,600 homes on the market today, which is kind of a little bit higher than last week, maybe by 150 homes. Memorial Day weekend coming up, the numbers will get all muddy, and we'll kind of look at it, but we won't be able to glean anything meaningful from it except that everything will dip. So everybody gets the heck out of Dodge Memorial Day around here. Just try finding a campsite. I wanted to leave for the weekend. You can't do it. Here's where we're at. The blue line being the number of listings that have come on the past 7 days, and the red line being the numbers of homes going under contract, and it's still steady at 3,500. It's just hanging in there. Good morning, Kellogg. It's just not moving. What is moving is price changes. Price changes are up to, in the 7-day moving average, 2,775. 2,775 people have changed their prices. Good morning, everybody. And I go back and I look at a few of the numbers. I look at pending. Pending is coming down a little bit, or going up a little bit. Under contract, accepting backups is going down, and contingencies up a little bit. In a market where things really slow down, you'll start to see contingencies pop up a little more. Kellogg says afternoon here. Well, you must be back on the East Coast. So what the heck's going on with new construction? So there's an article I ran into on Mortgage News Daily, and we're going to touch on that a little bit tomorrow night during our new show, so stay tuned for that. Total annual sales price of existing homes is the blue line, and the new homes are the gold line down here. You can see that they both dipped. This is annual sales, to be expected. And it says all that to say the housing market hasn't exactly turned on a dime to the extent suggested by today's new home sales data. Yes, sales are declining, but that's a logical consequence of the affordability issues created by unprecedented simulation surge in prices and rates. In other words, home prices went up, rates went up. You would expect home sales to decline. But what's happened is, you can see here that here's median prices. New home sales have gone way up. Existing homes have gone way up. New home inventory, months of supply, has skyrocketed. Now, some of that is seasonal, because some of these homes are getting finished. But down here, the bottom line, they're saying housing overheated, cooling is welcome. Examining and quantifying that cooling will be more interesting and more meaningful in the coming months as home price data increasingly catches up with supply, demand, affordability inputs. That's what I like to track here, is supply and demand. Now, what you're seeing in new housing is kind of unique. There's a demand for new homes, but it can't be satisfied because they can't get them done in time. And you go out and you look for a new home now, and yeah, we might have it done in a year. Might. What about my interest rate? Well, we'll see what the rate is when we close. So they can't lock you into a rate a year out. Some people that already got in and got a really low rate in a contract on their new home are now getting a phone call going, you no longer qualify for that home. And so it's difficult. I've heard a lot of stories of people that they're now out of the new home market. They were there, they got their house, they're ready to go, the rates went up, and some places have even increased their price on them. So it's pulling them out of the new housing market. Not seeing existing home sales take much of a dip. Like I said, it's still sitting there around 3,500, not getting hit. And in some parts of the valley and the market, it's still really brisk. And we'll touch on that in a moment here too. I've got somebody saying, watch this before I take my real estate exam today. Maybe not the best market to become a sales agent, but I've seen some sales agents make it through bad times. Any tips for a newbie? Yeah, reach out to me. I'll see what I can do to help you out. Don't ask me for any tips on taking that test. That thing is brutal. So, but no, give me a holler. I'll give you some, I'll tell you what not to do. How's that sound? Even Forbes jumped in here and said housing market boom is over as new home sales implode. Here's what to expect from prices this year. Now, I take Forbes a little more seriously than I do Realtor.com or CoreLogic. So they tend to be a little more accurate, but just like you and me, they're guessing. So Terry says 72-hour home sale will turn into 72-day home sale. I'm already seeing some cracks there. So about 591,000 new single-family homes are sold last month. That's down 16.6% versus the March rate. Now, some of these articles, they're 60 days old. So you also have to look at that with a grain of salt. They're going on and saying that there's a lot of reasons to see why new home sales are going to decline. And but the interesting thing is how will new sales be, new home construction, if they can get them done in a shorter period of time, and if you can get a locked rate in time to buy your new home. You'll see more spec homes that are just about done. You can come in, you just got to pick your cabinets, you can pick the flooring, but overall the home's like 90% done. If we can get back to that point and we don't have that long window of hoping and praying that your rate doesn't go up, then what is sales going to look like? So that's the unknown question. S&P 500 Dow plummeting. Is real estate next? It's anybody's guess. I mean, it's safe to say that the numbers that we're looking at now show that things are already going the other way. But you take a look, and this is the daily listing count, and it's up here. It says 8143. Remember, this doesn't include under contract accepting backups. This is just active. A home that doesn't have a contract on it. You can see it's going up, but it's got a long way to go. You can see here the days of inventory have gone up. They're sitting here at about 28, and we were down at 15, which was historically low. We've been up there before, so it does tend to go up and down like a yo-yo. But it's clear that the inventory is rising. You can see that the annual appreciation of homes is starting to come down, but which is good because we were clipping along at this rate here. We would have been up, if we'd have continued this, about 37%. This number here is 2021, up 39.1% on an annualized basis right there in May of last year, and now we're at 21.9. That's still insanely aggressive. So we're not seeing a lot of relief there. We have my wife works for New Home Builds. She's seen a slowdown this month in May. They're also cutting down their prices since 2 weeks ago. Good. In the big picture, it hasn't made a dent though. Not yet, Smack. It's getting there. And what we're really seeing is this spike in price changes from people thinking that they could get this and realizing they can only get this. You need to price correctly in this market. You're still going to be considerably higher than last year, but don't try to be considerably higher than last month, because that's where you're going to get in trouble. I've got an article here from Realtor.com. The housing market's showing signs of a correction. What this means for buyers and sellers. So you can go to Realtor.com and take a peek at that article. It doesn't really show you anything alarming. I also have an interesting link in the body below. It's a News 12 show, a segment that they did. And they've been doing a lot on real estate and water lately. And they outline iBuyers and the implosion of Zillow, how much money they lost. And take a look at that. It's really interesting. They show this home in Gilbert that Zillow bought. They offered this guy, it's like the Godfather. They gave him an offer he couldn't refuse. Because they offered me $640,000. I couldn't believe it. He says, I had to take it. I took it, and money's in the bank, and I'm renting down the street. He goes, it was kind of bittersweet. I liked the house, but I just couldn't turn down the amount. And then he said, then they turned around and sold it for $440,000. He said, I don't get it. And then at the end of this thing, you'll see, and this is a spoiler alert, they turned around and sold it for $740,000. The people that bought it for $440,000. Just nuts and crazy. And how did Zillow miss this as bad as they did? They're blaming it on a computer. Yeah, it's the article's, the link is below, so when you look at the video, go down below, you'll see the link. I also added another link, and this one I really like, and I suggest it's a free subscription that you can sign up for, and it's called Calculated Risk. And this gentleman, he does a pretty good dive nationally and regionally, although he, for some reason, is not including Phoenix. But he tracks about 20 to 30 cities, I think. Why he leaves Phoenix out, I don't know. So he's got the Household Mystery Part 2. He's talking about demographics, and we've got all these millennials that are coming in, and what is household formation. You can really get into the weeds with this guy if you like that, if you're a little bit analytic. Mortgage applications decrease in latest weekly survey, and he gives you the charts in the background and everything. That's a great one to look at and take a look. It's called calculatedriskblog.com, and I have the link in below. So there's a lot going on with regards to people analyzing, to trying to figure out, we know we're going down, but how fast, we're not sure. And will it get to normal, or will there be a wave of millennials that go, okay, it's time to get back in. It's a little more normal now. We've saved our down payment. We're ready to go. So that's the big question. I get the question a lot, Rick, how far down do you think we're going to go? Until I see some numbers that say, hey, this happened and here was the impact on pricing, I would just be sitting here guessing like every other financial doof that's out there. Smack Mac says, I have a rental property that I can't sell till February. Do you think I'll be in trouble? I don't know. I mean, to be in trouble, I don't know how much you paid for it, how much equity you have. I don't see, let's see, February. Hard to tell. I mean, what's trouble? Will you be upside down? If you don't have a whole lot of equity, that's possible. But how much of a dip is it going to take for you to be upside down? And trying to find somebody to give you an answer to that, I wish I could, but I think anybody would just be guessing at this point. And we could not even have a downturn in pricing. We could just get down to where we model at that 1 to 3% range for maybe a year, but we don't know. Once inventory gets to a level where it's starting to affect pricing, right now you're seeing it affect pricing on an annual clip right here. You can see that it's coming down 21%, but that's a long ride from here down below. If I go back and compare 2005, which is this green number right here, you can see the pricing still started to go up even though the inventory was growing. But then the wheels fell off the wagon in 2006, and that is down here on the bottom. So you can see that 2006 we were up 7.7, 6.8, and that took a long time. That didn't turn in just a matter of months on the appreciation. So 200,000, 360 equity, you're fine. Don't worry about it. I don't see that kind of a plummet coming. So, and that's just my uneducated opinion. Slightly educated. Let me clarify that for just a moment. So, hey, and like Daniel says, hit that like button. Not going to be on tomorrow morning. Not going to be on Friday at 3 because I know a lot of you are going to be in your car and you're getting out of Dodge. And but we are launching our news show tomorrow night. Pat, Jackie, Ruby, and myself, and I hope you like it. It's something new we're trying. I think it's going to be on about 6 o'clock. I'm not sure yet. So hit that little bell notification so that you know whenever I add new content. In the meantime, have a great day. Take on the rest of the week.